Hello all, welcome to the Counting Well exam prep live session. Before we start the session, let me motivate you a bit. Remember that hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. We know that exams are near, the books are ready, but something is missing. What? Our eagerness to study. That means practice and revision, right? Remember that practice doesn't make you perfect, but helps you to perform better. And so we are here to help you revise your concepts before it's too late. So stay tuned to the session and build up the confidence to face your exams. In this session, I will take you through two chapters: triangle and its properties, congruence of triangles, from class 7. So let us see some basics of the chapter triangles and its properties. So what is a triangle? A triangle is a polygon with three sides. It is a polygon having three angles, three vertices, and each side has one vertex opposite to it. For example, here we can see angle D is vertex opposite to side EF, angle E is vertex opposite to side DF, and angle F is angle opposite to side ED. And DEF are the three vertices of triangle DEF with sides DE, EF and DF. And angle DEF, EDF and DFE are the three angles. Let us see what are the properties of medians and altitudes of triangles. What is a median? A median is nothing but a line segment joining the midpoint of one side of a triangle and the opposite vertex. So here we can see there are three sides of a triangle and there are three opposite vertices for three sides. So a median is nothing but a line segment joining the midpoint of one side to the opposite vertex. So here you can see F is the midpoint of side PQ. It is joining the opposite vertex R of side PQ with F. Again, E is the midpoint of side PR and Q is the angle opposite to side PR. So the line segment joining Q and E is the median of side PR. Next, we have D is the midpoint of side QR and P is the angle opposite to side QR. So the line segment joining PD is the median. So we have here three medians of a triangle PQR, which are PD, QE and RF. Let us see what is an altitude. An altitude is the perpendicular line segment from a vertex of a triangle to the side opposite to it. So here you can see the vertex A is opposite to the side BC, and here a line segment is drawn from A and which is perpendicular to the line BC. That's why we have angle ADB equals to 90 degrees. Similarly, angle AFC equals to 90 degree and angle BEA is equals to 90 degree. So we have AD, CF and BE as the altitudes of triangle ABC. So triangle has three altitudes. Let us see what are the properties of the medians. The medians of a triangle always lie inside the triangle. So you can see here the medians of equilateral triangle and medians of an isosceles triangle. Medians are nothing but the line segment joining the midpoint of a side to the opposite vertex. So we have medians of equilateral triangle equal in measure in case of equilateral triangle. Also, medians drawn to the equal sides of the triangle will be equal in case of isosceles triangle. So note that equilateral triangle is a triangle having three sides equal, whereas isosceles triangle is a triangle having only two sides of the triangle equal. So medians drawn to the equal sides will be equal. So in case, as the example shown here for the triangle ABC having equal sides AB and EC, sides AB will be equal to side AC. So median BE will be equal to median CF. Let us see the properties of the altitudes of different triangles. So altitudes of triangle need not always lie inside the triangle. So we will see for an acute angle triangle, for an obtuse angle triangle, and for a right angle triangle. So you can observe here we have three acute angle triangle. One is angle ABC, and the three angles are named as ABC. If you see, all the altitudes lie inside the triangle. So you can see the altitude AE, which is joining the vertex A to the opposite side BC. Then altitude from B and altitude from C. All these altitudes lie inside the triangle ABC. Now let us see altitude of an obtuse angle triangle. Two of the altitudes of an obtuse angle triangle lie outside the triangle. So you can see for triangle ABC, which is obtuse angle, we can see the altitude CD, then AE and BF. Note that the altitudes AE and BF lie outside the triangle ABC. Now let us see altitudes of right angle triangle. Two of the altitudes of right angle lie on the perpendicular sides. So you can see BD is one altitude and AB and BC are the other two altitudes. Let us see some properties of the altitudes of different angles and medians also. So in an equilateral triangle, the medians and altitudes are the same. So for equilateral triangle, we can see that medians and altitudes coincide or they are same. Also, all the altitudes are equal in length in case of equilateral triangles. What about isosceles triangle? The altitudes drawn to the equal sides are equal, just like the medians, and the altitudes drawn to the unequal side is same as the median. Now let us see what is angle sum property of a triangle. It says that the sum of the measures of all the three angles of a triangle is 180 degree. Here all the three angles of a triangle means the interior angles of the triangle. So here you can see the angles ABC. So for any triangle, the sum of the measures of its interior angles is 180 degree. So we have angle A plus angle B plus angle C equals to 180 degree. Let us see some special properties of equilateral and isosceles triangles. In an equilateral triangle, each angle measures 60 degree. And in case of isosceles triangle, the angles opposite to the equal sides are equal. So here you can see the sides KL and KM are the equal sides. So the angle opposite to side KM is angle L and angle opposite to side KL is angle M. So in triangle KLM, as KL is equal to KM, so the angles opposite to them are also equal. And also for equilateral triangle, each angle measures 60 degree. Let us see what is exterior angle property. An exterior angle of a triangle is formed by the extended side and the adjacent side. I'll repeat, an exterior angle of a triangle is formed by the extended side and the adjacent side. So you can see angle D is the exterior angle formed by extending the side QR and the adjacent side PR. So D is called the exterior angle of the triangle PQR. Also, the exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of the interior opposite angles. This is nothing but the exterior angle property. So which one is the exterior angle? Here we have angle D as the exterior angle. What are the interior opposite angles? Interior opposite angles are nothing but B and A. So we have angle D equal to angle A plus angle B. Let us see the property of the sides of a triangle. Sum of the lengths of any two sides of a triangle is always greater than the third side. That means the sum of AB and BC will be greater than AC. Then BC plus AC will be greater than AB. AB plus AC will be greater than BC. Also, the difference of any two sides of a triangle is less than the third side. So if you take the subtraction of AB and BC, you will get it is less than AC. Then BC minus AC will be less than AB, and AB minus AC will be less than BC. Let us see what is Pythagoras theorem. In a right angle triangle, the Pythagoras theorem states that the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of its legs. So in the right angle triangle XYZ with right angle at angle Y, YZ and XY are the legs, whereas XZ is the hypotenuse. So the Pythagoras theorem states that in right angle triangle XYZ, hypotenuse square means XZ square equals to XY square, that is one leg square plus other leg square, that is YZ square plus XY square. Also, if the square of the longest side is equal to the sum of the squares of other two sides, then the triangle is a right angle triangle. This is nothing but the converse of Pythagoras theorem. Means if the square of the longest side, for example, we have a triangle XYZ, and if we have XZ square is equal to XY square plus YZ square, then we can say XYZ is a right angle triangle. For example, if you are given the lengths of the sides of a triangle as 6 centimeter, 8 centimeter and 10 centimeter, you can see the longest side here is 10 and 10 square is equal to 100. So the squares of other two sides will be 6 square equals to 36 and 8 square equals to 64. Note that 10 square is equal to 6 square plus 8 square. That's why the triangle is a right angle triangle. So in this way, you can check whether the given triangle is right angle or not. Let us see congruence of plane figures. So we say two figures are congruent when they have same shape and size. Or we can say when the figure F1 overlaps F2 or coincides with F2, then we say F1 is similar to F2. F1 is equal to F2. That means F1 is congruent to figure F2. Congruent figures are nothing but they're exact copies of each other and they have the same shape and size. For the example, in a pack of biscuits, you can see the shape and size of every cookie is same. So we can say all the cookies are congruent. Let us see congruence of line segments and angles. So two line segments are said to be congruent if they are of the same length. So you can see line segments AB and CD are of measure of length 3 centimeter each. So they are congruent. Let us see what are congruent angles. Two angles are said to be congruent if they have same measure. So you can see angle A, angle B and angle C measure 75 degree each. So symbolically, we can write angle A is congruent to angle B is congruent to angle C. Let us see congruence of triangles. Two triangles are said to be congruent if they have the same shape and size. So ignore the orientation of angles, but note down the shape and size. So here you can see xy is equal to 4 centimeter, yz equals to 3 centimeter, xz equals to 5 centimeter, whereas PR equal to 3 centimeter, PQ equal to 4 centimeter, and QR equal to 5 centimeter. Note that if you try to overlap these two triangles, you will observe that these two are exact copies of each other. That means PR will coincide with XY and side XZ will coincide with QR and YZ will coincide with PR. Okay, XY coinciding with PQ, YZ coinciding with PR and XZ coinciding with QR. That's why triangle XYZ is congruent to triangle QPR. Now let us see what are corresponding parts of congruent triangles. The parts of the congruent triangles that match are called corresponding parts. Means which are the parts that are coinciding with each other are corresponding parts. So when we say two triangles are congruent, it means their corresponding parts are equal. And while we are representing the congruence of two triangles, we should represent the corresponding parts in the same order. So if you have angle A equal to angle D, angle B equal to angle E, angle C equal to angle F. Or if you have side AB equal to side DE, side BC equal to side EF, or side AC equal to side DF, then we represent the congruence as triangle ABC congruent to triangle DEF. So here the name of the triangles are important because this shows the corresponding parts. It means angle A is congruent to angle D, or angle A is equal to angle D, angle B is equal to angle E, and angle C is equal to angle F. Same for the sides. Now let us see congruence criteria for congruency of triangles. There are how many criteria? SSS Congruence Criterion. Let us see first SSS criterion. In this criterion, if three sides of triangle are equal to the corresponding sides of another triangle, then we say the two triangles are congruent. So if you are given two triangles having three sides and the lengths of these three sides are given, and if you find one side of a triangle is equal to the corresponding side of another triangle and same with the other two sides, then we say the triangles are congruent by SSS congruence. Now let us see SAS Congruence Criterion. It says if two sides and included angle of triangle are equal to the corresponding sides and included angle of another triangle, then the two triangles are congruent by SAS Congruence Criterion. What is meant by included angle? If you have two sides, then the angle between these two sides will be the included angle. So if you are given two sides and included angle of one side are equal to the corresponding two sides and included angle of another triangle, Then we say the two triangles are congruent by Sas Congruence Criterion. Now let us see Asa Congruence Criterion. It says if two angles and the included side, means the side between the two angles, are equal to the corresponding angles and the included side of another triangle, then we say the two triangles are congruent by Asa Congruence Criterion. Let us see what is Rhs Congruence Criterion. It says if two right triangles, if the hypotenuse and the side of one triangle are equal to the hypotenuse and corresponding side of another triangle are congruent, then the two triangles are congruent by Rhs Congruence Criterion. Let us see some tricks for the exams for these two chapters. First is you should note the properties of triangles properly. You should learn and understand. So you know that the sum of the angles of a triangle is always how much? It is 180 degree. Sum of the angles means sum of the interior angles of a triangle. So we have it is equal to 180 degree. Then we have the exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of the interior opposite angles. So the first property is called angle sum property. The second property is called exterior angle property. And the third property is the sum of the lengths of the two sides of a triangle is always greater than the third side, or the difference of the lengths of the two sides of a triangle is always less than the third side. Whenever you are using properties for triangles, do not get confused with the relation between the angles of a triangle. Note that the angles shown here, P, Q, and R, are the interior angles of triangle PQR, and PRS is called the exterior angle of triangle PQR. Remember that the sum of exterior angle and its corresponding interior angles is 180. Exterior angle and its corresponding interior angle. So PRS plus PRQ equals to 180. That means PRS and PRQ form a pair, that is linear pair of angles, as they are adjacent and they are supplementary. Also, the sum of the angles of a triangle is 180. So the interior angles, which is PQR plus PRQ plus QPR, is equals to 180. Now let us identify the interior opposite angles of a given exterior angle correctly. So if you are given a figure like this, then please don't get confused on identifying the exterior angle and the interior opposite angles. For example, M is the exterior angle of triangle ABC because it is formed by the extension of side CB and the adjacent side AB. So the interior opposite angles will be A and C, not A and B. Next, for exterior angle N is the exterior angle of ABC as it is formed by the extension of BA and the adjacent side AC. So angle N will be equal to the sum of interior opposite, which are angle B and C, not A and C or B and C or A and B. So B and C will be interior opposite. Then for exterior angle P, A and B will be interior opposite. Now let us see how to apply the Pythagoras theorem correctly. To apply this, we have to make sure that the triangle is right angled and it is very necessary to identify the hypotenuse of that triangle. Hypotenuse is nothing but the side opposite to the right angle. So the square of hypotenuse will be equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. You cannot interchange these sides when you are writing this mathematical statement. So note that for triangle PQR, it is right angled at angle R and the side opposite to angle R is PQ. So PQ is the hypotenuse. Also, after finding the sum of the squares of other two sides, split the sum as a product of equal numbers. For example, if you have QR equals to 6, PR equals to 8 centimeter. So we have it 36 plus 64, which is 100 centimeter. Now see that 100 centimeter can be written as product of two equal numbers 10 and 10. So it is P square is equals to 10 into 10. So PQ equals to 10 centimeter. Let us see for the chapter congruence. For two line segments to be congruent, they should have same length. So do not observe what is the direction of the line segment. Just observe the lengths of the line segments. If they are equal, then the line segments are congruent. So the direction of the line segment is not important. Also, for congruent angles, they should have the same measure and the direction of the arms is not important. So the two angles shown above are congruent even though the direction of the arms are different. Now let us see Aaa criterion. Even though two triangles have angles of same measure, their sides need not be equal and hence they need not be congruent. So there is no criteria like Aaa Congruence Criterion. Means all three angles of one triangle is equal to all three angles of another triangle. The triangles are not congruent because just observe these two figures, two triangles. The angles are congruent, but you can see these are not similar. These are not having overlapping structure. That means these two triangles do not overlap exactly, as there are difference in their sides. Sas criterion. You can use Sas criterion only if the angles considered should be included between the considered sides. So you cannot consider any two side and any angle. So here you can see AB is equal to PQ, PC is equal to QR, and angle A is given equal to angle P. Note that angle A is not included between the sides AB and BC. Also, angle P is not included between the sides PQ and QR. That's why these two triangles are not equal. Let us see symbolic representation of congruence. For example, you can see here there are two triangles. While you are representing the congruency between two triangles, you cannot write randomly as ABC congruent to PQR. You have to note down which sides are equal, or you have to note down the correct correspondence of the sides and angles. So the two triangles here are congruent by SSS congruence criterion. As you can see, AB is congruent to PQ, AC is congruent to QR, and BC is congruent to PR. Now note the corresponding vertices. Means A will be correspond to Q, B will be correspond to P, and C will be correspond to R. So while naming, you have to name it as triangle ABC is congruent to triangle QPR. So this is the correct way of representing the congruence of two triangles. Now let us see what are some common mistakes that students make for these two chapters. Yes, identifying median and identifying altitude. First is median. Median shows the line segment joining the vertex of triangle and midpoint of the opposite. So to identify median, we should check if the line segment bisects the opposite side or not. So we say XW is a median if W bisects the side YZ into two equal parts. Note that YV is not a median because XV is not equal to YZ. So here XW is a median, but YV is not the median. Similarly, while you are identifying altitudes, remember that it is a perpendicular line segment, means it is forming 90-degree angle from a vertex of a triangle to the opposite side. So it is very important to check whether it is perpendicular to its opposite side or not. For example, in the triangle ABC, you can see the line segment AD is perpendicular to BC, so it is an altitude. But if you can see AE, it is not perpendicular to side BC because it is not making an angle 90-degree with the side BC, so it is not an altitude. Let us identify exterior angle of a triangle. Note that it is formed by one side of the triangle and the extension of an adjacent side. So you can see, you can get confused between angles L, M, N. Okay. Just observe the figure given below. Note that KLM and LMH are exterior angles, but angle N is not an exterior angle. Why so? Note that KLM is the exterior angle formed between the side LM, which is one side of the triangle, and the extended side NL. So NL side is extended and the angle is formed between the extended side and the adjacent side. Again, LMH, it is an exterior angle because it is formed by the extension of the side NM and this adjacent side LM. So it is again exterior angle. But what happens in case of N? It lies on the exterior of LMN. Yes, but it is not exterior because it is the angle formed not by extending any side. So here you can see neither of the sides are extended. Correct? So MNG is not the exterior angle for triangle LMN. Now for Aaa congruence, if there are two triangles ABC and PQR with A equal to angle P 80 degree, B is equal to angle Q to 60 degree, and C equals to R equals to 40 degree. Can you say these two triangles are congruent by Aaa Congruence Criterion? No. Remember that there is no criterion like Aaa congruence because even though the angles for the two triangles are equal, but they do not overlap each other properly because they may have different lengths of sides. For example, here you can see there are two triangles with all the three angles of one triangle equal to all the three angles of another triangle, but they have different lengths of sides. So these triangles are not congruent. Importance of included angles in Sas Congruence Criterion. As I told you, you should observe whether the angle is lying between the two given sides when the measures of the angle is given for the two triangles. So here if you consider two triangles ABC and PQR, angle is angle equal to angle P, AB equal to PQ and BC equal to QR, but these two triangles are not congruent because angle P is not lying between the sides AB and BC. Similarly, angle P is not lying between PQ and QR. Hence, you should make sure that the angle included between the sides. Also, for symbolic representation of congruence, you should take care which vertices are corresponding or which side is corresponding to which side by carefully identifying the equal sides of the two triangles. So here you can see angle A corresponds to angle Q, angle B corresponds to angle P, and angle C corresponds to angle R. That's why we say ABC is congruent to QPR, not ABC congruent to triangle PQR. Now let us see some exam tips for these two chapters. First one is that you should practice a variety of questions from NCERT textbooks, exemplar other textbooks, and from previous year question papers so that you will be confident to face any kind of questions. Next, you should note down all the definitions, statements, and properties before you going to attend the test, because you have to make sure the names of the properties as well and which property to apply where. Also, you have to make sure that you read the given question carefully and you understand it. Also, when you're identifying the exterior angle of any triangle or while identifying the hypotenuse of any right angle triangle, or how to apply the congruence criterion to show the two triangles congruent, you have to carefully note down the lengths of the sides of the two triangles given or the angles given. Now copy the given question in your book or paper before you are trying to solve, because this will help you to understand the question better. Also, if the figure is not given, you should always represent the given question with correct figure, and that figure can be your rough figure as well, because you can take that figure as the reference and then you can apply the required property or the required property statement. Also identify the property of triangles that needs to be applied, whether you have to apply the angle sum property or the exterior angle property. You have to check the congruence of two triangles and identify which criterion can be used according to the information given. Also, you have to take care whether the given triangle is equilateral or isosceles when some measures are missing for the two triangles. You should always avoid the mistakes in calculation and verify the answer if you have obtained is correct by substituting in the equation. Also, you have to check whether you have answered all the questions and parts of the question. I hope this session was helpful, and if you want to quickly revise the concepts, practice some extra questions, and also take a quick test, then Counting Well Exam Prep Kit is here. It helps you to quickly glance through the major concepts of your chapter. You can also glance through solved examples, practice questions, and chapter assessments. You will also understand the tips and tricks and common errors that you make, etc. Over 75,000 students just counting well for their math learning, and even without the exam prep kit, they can learn every day on the app by diving deep into every chapter. You can download the app from the App Store or Play Store. Also, stay connected to our channel Counting Well and learn more tricks and tips and ways to avoid common mistakes. We will be revising the chapters Practical Geometry and Symmetry from class 6 in our next live session tomorrow on 11th February at 6:30 p.m. Well, see you in the next session. Until then, keep learning, keep growing. Thank you.